I put on my Instagram story, I asked people to send me who their top 4 teams in the college football playoff would be. And a lot of people, I mean, the obvious answers were Alabama and Clemson and Ohio State. But the 4th team grabbed my attention. Most people said Notre Dame. Some people said Texas A&M. But there were stragglers who argued vehemently that Cincinnati should be in. Cincinnati. Some people even said Coastal Carolina. And, well, Coastal Carolina and Cincinnati, they're both undefeated. They were conference champions. Coastal Carolina is 11-0. Cincinnati is 9-0. Cincinnati won the AAC, the American Athletic Conference. Coastal had a great win over BYU at the end of the year. And when I say names like Louisiana and Coastal Carolina and BYU and Liberty and Cincinnati and San Jose State and Tulsa and Buffalo, the thing that all those schools have in common is they had good records this year. They either went undefeated and won their conference, or they had a 1-loss season, or, I mean, Tulsa lost 2 games, so that's really neither here nor there. But the College Football Playoff Selection Committee ignores all these teams. And I agree with it. I don't really want to see BYU play Alabama. I don't want to watch Alabama play Coastal Carolina or Cincinnati. Like, I hate blowouts. They're not fun. They're not interesting. And so I'm glad that we are spared watching a small school team that's not really competitive with the top dogs playing against the top dogs. It wouldn't be fun. But every year, the College Football Selection Committee, College Football Playoff Selection Committee, the group of people that pick the top 4 teams, every single year, as long as it's been around, smaller schools like, again, Central Florida, Cincinnati, BYU, Liberty, they all get ignored. And I'm getting really tired of pretending. I hate that there's this thing that everyone knows and nobody talks about it. Nobody really addresses it. We just kind of let it happen. And it's really weird to me. Because small schools, even before week 1 ever started, even before BYU's entire schedule got gutted, they had to reschedule everything. BYU, Cincinnati, Coastal Carolina, Louisiana. Yeah, and that's not Louisiana State. That's University of Louisiana, the Ragin' Cajuns. They never had a chance to make it into the college football playoff. Never, 0% chance. They never had a single opportunity to get in, no matter how their year went. And so I have a solution. There needs to be at least, look, need is a strong word. I really want there to be a separate college football national championship. So people may or may not know that Division I college football, in the FBS at the highest level, there are 10 conferences. There's the Power 5 conferences and the Group of 5. And a lot of people, really everybody who follows college football, everybody knows what what the Power 5 is. The Power 5 conferences are the SEC, the Big 10, the Big 12, the ACC, and the Pac-12. These are schools like Alabama, Clemson, Texas, Ohio State, USC, Oregon, Michigan, Oklahoma. Like, everybody knows the big schools in college football. But I think even people that are into college football don't fully understand what the Group of 5 conferences are. The Sun Belt, the Mountain West, Conference USA, the MAC or the Mid-America Conference, the AAC is also known as the American Athletic Conference. And these are smaller schools with less money, but they're still considered Division I college football. Again, the Buffalo, Cincinnati, Bowling Green, Boise State, Coastal Carolina, the Marshall Thundering Herd, right? These are technically Division I schools that play at the same level as an Alabama or an Ohio State, but not really. And it's actually kind of insane to me that, in theory, like in a make-believe pretend world where on paper, technically, a school like Coastal Carolina is competing for the same championship as a school like Alabama. That's what the idea is. In theory, that's true, and it's not really true, but it's what we're told. It's what everybody talks about. We're kind of sold that idea, and it's ridiculous. It's stupid. I'm tired of pretending. It's not true. Cincinnati's never going to have an opportunity to win a national championship. It's just, it's not going to happen. No matter how well they do, they're going to get ignored every single year. And in my opinion, college football needs a weight class, meaning that, so in fighting, right? You don't have a 120-pound guy fighting against a 300-pound guy. And they would never fight for the same championship, for the same title, because it doesn't make any sense. It's not a fair fight. There's nothing, it's an unreasonable fight to schedule. It's an unreasonable fight to assume could even be possible. And so my proposal is that we have weight classes in college football. We just need 2 of them. We need to differentiate the Power 5 conferences, the top dogs, from the Group of 5 conferences. The smaller schools, the Group of 5 conferences, need their own championship. Again, need is a strong word. They don't need a championship. I want them to have a championship. Because one of my pet peeves in college football is really crappy, stupid bowl games. Like, there's so many of them, maybe not this year because of COVID, but during a normal year of college football, there's a ton of stupid, random bowl games. They don't mean anything. And imagine an 8-team, so, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 teams in a Group of 5 college football playoff. This year it would be, here's an example, just roughly, it'd be like Louisiana, Coastal Carolina, BYU, Cincinnati, San Jose State, Liberty, Tulsa, and Buffalo. And I might be take a team away, add a team. Like, it's debatable. I'm not saying this is who I would choose, but it's roughly that. And in theory, during a normal year, if you win your conference, you win the MAC or the Sun Belt or the Mountain West, then you're automatically into the Group of 5 college football championship. And again, if UCF really was selected to go to the big boy college football championship, of course, go ahead. But it's never going to happen, so you come to the smaller one. And, you do the 5 conferences plus 3 at-large teams, Liberty, BYU, and Tulsa this year. And I would way rather watch that than crappy bowl games. I want to watch 2 undefeated teams who had good seasons and won their conference play in a game that's technically a bowl game, right? It's a playoff game. But if you win that playoff game, you get another one and another one. In the end, you can be crowned the Group of 5 national champion. That sounds cool. That's something to play for. It'd be interesting. It'd be exciting. I would watch that. And I think it'd be really fascinating and fun. I mean, imagine real, meaningful football games. And I think that some people, especially in the Group of 5, would fear that separating from the Power 5 would cause a problem, right? But that's silly because it's already separate. I mean, again, I'm tired of pretending. Why are we pretending that the Group of 5 and the Power 5 are playing by the same rules in the same universe? They're not. The money's different. Everything's massively different. It's not competitive. Like, Oklahoma, every once in a while you have a small team that upsets a big team, and it's a big deal. And the reason why it's a big deal is because it's not expected. It's a rarity. Because normally the big school beats the small school 9 out of 10 times. And that one out of 10 time that Appalachian State beats Michigan, I think that's even lower level school. So whatever. My point is being missed here. It's that it's a big deal when a small school beats a big school because it's not a fair fight, right? People go, oh my God, what an upset. And upsets are, it's like, I don't know. They happen every year, but it's not an upset when Iowa beats Iowa State because it's a fair fight. It's expected that either side can win. And so I think if you separate the Group of 5 from the Power 5 and make a separate 8-team playoff, it might generate excitement and it might generate revenue. I would watch in a heartbeat. I would cover it. It'd be fun. I'd be interested. I would learn some new names. I would watch some new schools I haven't watched all year. It'd be awesome. It'd be a really good time. And so again, I think the small schools, the Group of 5, they should do their own thing. Stop pretending like you're ever going to be included in the Power 5's college football playoff, because you're not. It's never going to happen. And I would rather see those small schools make something different, do their own thing, and make something better than the crappy bowl games we get every year during a normal year, because I think the crappy bowl games are not fun for anybody. And I would love a Group of 5 college football playoff, a separate one from the stupid. And I think 8 teams is better than 4 anyway. Do your own thing, make it better. And I think it would get a lot of interest and be really, really fun and exciting to watch. It can't be worse than Like last year we had like the Bahamas Bowl. Like I know the COVID has changed everything this year. There's way less bowl games, whatever. But during a normal year, it's bloated. There's a bunch of crappy bowl games. And if things go back to normal, I want to maybe do away with those crappy bowl games and find a better way to do it. In my opinion, this is a better way to do it.